Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here with episode 3, or step 3 of Twinkle Twinkle. Yay! It's Twinkle Twinkle again. I'm having so much fun with this one. We played with all of the colors, and if you want to limit your palette on this, please go, please feel free to limit your palette if you want. Today we're doing this block, and the PDF is going to be in the show notes below. And you have to tape it together. Now, from the inside seams, it's 20 inches, and the outside it's 20 and a half, right? So that's the size you have to get to. But anyways, before we do all this, let's talk about our shout outs. Myra at Bluebell Hill Crafts is on our radar, and Sherry at Quilts and Other Happy Accidents. Now, both of these were sent to me by viewers, and I just checked them out, and they are having so much fun over on their channel, guys. If you check them out and you like what you see, please tell them that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you, and hit their subscribe button. I mean, they would probably really like that. Now, the other things you're going to find in the show notes, our description box, is we have a Facebook group, and it's big and growing, and we're having so much fun in there. We have a virtual sewing room hosted by Discord, and I try and get into that sewing room as often as I can, because I just find that I'm sewing with others, I get stuff done, right? Especially if I'm working on bigger projects. So, that's a real fun, easy way to meet other quilters and start to become friends with them, right? Also, we have lots of fun chats and exchanges of fabric, and we do it by country to save on postal costs. The admin said, please agree to the rules and answer the questions. Very important, because otherwise I can't let you in, right? So, let's see. I speak for free to quilting groups and quilting guilds, and we have one presentation. The second one should be ready at the end of March. I'm just having problems getting the pictures together to convey what I'm trying to say to people. And yeah, we speak for free. We do our best to accommodate you. I mean, sometimes there's no way we can accommodate, but I mean, we try our best to do that. Also, if you're looking for shout outs, or you find a shout out and you think they're working hard, quilting channel is working hard and it's got some fun ideas, please let me know. Both, you can either contact me through the About tab, has my email address, or you can go into the Facebook group and message me there. I'm much faster at Facebook than I am at email. I can tell you that right now. Sometimes life gets here very busy. Now, I'm also involved in 2 different collaborations, and both of them are just going to be so much fun. The first one is the Quilters Challenge, and we've had nothing but fun, and this amazing group of people that we're working with. We've got Sam Alberts, Deb from Sewing with Debbie, Laura Lynn from the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, Michelle from Bits and Pieces, Future Cat from New Zealand, and Kelly from Kelly's Quilts and Crafts. I think it's Quilts and Crafts. I can't remember. Anyways, all of those YouTube links are going to be in our show notes as well. So go follow them, because everybody's got a different challenge for you. Now, we're challenging each other, but we're also challenging our viewers. So we've had some kind of fun little challenges coming up, and everybody gets to interpret their challenge differently. So it kind of makes you play and think outside the box. It's going to be great. Now, the other group or collaboration I'm involved with is ran by Donna from Handmade by Ying with Donna, and we're talking about back to basics. All the basic skills that we need as quilters to do well with our quilts. Now, it's great for beginners if you've not ever done any quilting before and you want to learn, or it's good for the guys that have been quilting a long time, and we've picked up some bad habits along the way. I know I have. It's fine, but it helps us get back to what we should be doing, and that's going to be so much fun. And those people are all going to be listed in our show notes below too, as to who's involved with that. So make sure with both the Quilters Challenge and Back to Basics, you're following everybody, because otherwise you're going to miss out all the fun. Now, the next so long after Twinkle Twinkle, I'm not sure which one it is, so I'm not going to talk about that one. And our Zoom sew dates are the first Saturday of the month from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I'm in Alberta, Canada. And we have so much fun in there. Also, making comments, thumbs up, share, like, subscribe, hype is new, and hit that bell so you don't miss content. this helps drive our analytics so that we can continue bringing out free patterns to other quilters. And the more of that, making comments, thumbs up, share, like, subscribe, all that stuff, hype especially, it helps drive our analytics, and we get introduced to new quilters too. So that would help us out so much. And I think that's it. Yes, come on in. Let's get to the sewing of this beautiful, fun little piece in step 3. Okay, so here we are at the sewing machine. Now this thing is big. Yes, it's big. It's a great big long thing. And I'm just going to cut this so it's a little more manageable. Yes, I scored it with my tracing wheel. So I have the little bumps, right? Because this is very traditional, like foundation paper piecing. If you wanted to make just flying geese and a square for your sashing, you could. That is just perfectly acceptable. It's not a problem. Now, there we go. I'll get that all out of the way. All right. So we start here in the middle. Now remember, from the inside lines, this has to be 20 inches, right? Like 20 inches, right? From tip to tip, 20 inches. Outside of that, your seam allowance is 20.5. Right? So make sure that you've made this the right size when you tape this together, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to flip this over, and we're going to put this about 1/4 inch this way and 1/4 inch that way. And we're just going to put a pin in there just to see, just to make sure it sits right. Okay. There. And now, because these are 4 inside ones are symmetrical, I'm not even worrying about A1, A2, A whatever, doesn't matter. Does not matter. Okay. There we go. So A4. Okay. There we go. Now I want to match this. I took these out of 3.5 inch triangles, right? So they're going to be a bit big, but they'll work. Right? We'll have enough overlap. I don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so we'll get that sewn in first. Just nice and neat, just like that. Go 1/2 inch past, or 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch, not 1/2 inch. Past what you're doing. Oops. There. There we go. Now I'm just gonna push this out of the way. And you can play, get some interesting low volumes, right, when you're doing this. Okay, let's get A2 because that's directly across the other direction. That will go into the crumb bin. Okay, and there we go. You pull that pin. We don't need it anymore. Now I'm lining up the highest point of the triangle with the highest point here in hopes that that will cover everything that I need covered. Why is this being so difficult today? There we go. There we go. Another one. Okay. There. There we go. Now, I decided to go this way because I wanted precision, right? I wanted all of this stuff that I'm piecing to look exactly the same. And I found this rather challenging to do just because it took up so much extra stuff. Like, you know, it was just one of those stop and start things that you do and you're just like, oh, please let this end. Right? It was just like, oh no, it's never going to end. Yes, it will. Okay, there we go. There. There we go. Okay, and last piece. There we go. Now, I gotta put the cloud down. There. And there. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our square and square done. Like I say, this has to be 4.5 by 4.5. If you're doing just a square and a square, right, you need it to finish it 4.5 by 4.5. I chose this way because I needed it I wanted a certain look. I wanted a certain precision with this. But sometimes when you're doing scrappy quilts or crumb quilts or whatever, because I pulled all this stuff out of my crumb bins, right? So all of this came out of my crumb bins, and it was like, okay, I need it to go this way. I need, you know, the pieces to fall a certain way. There we go. And I'm just going to go this way with this. Oops. Hang on, get rid of a bunch of frayed ends. So now, okay. So I want, you know, and I picked stuff like that was not too many colors because I wanted the clear color to go in a certain way. Like all my sashing pieces have the gray piece in the same place. They have the orange piece in the same place. Like all of that kind of stuff is going on, right? So that's what I wanted the look of these sashings to have, right? So you can do, like I say, if you want to just do them wild and crazy, you do you best. So you go for it. If you want to limit your palette and not use all of the colors, that's fine too. That works. Okay, now we're going to A7. We'll do A7 first. Here. There we go. And now this triangle is big enough to go back into the box. And we're going to put this together just like so. And run it through. There. There. Okay. There. Now, this piece, A8. We've got lots of this to do here, so I think I might cut this short because I think you guys understand, you know, foundation paper piecing. And I mean, I'll do a few more. I'll get to one side. Let's put it that way. We'll get to one end, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. And I just, again, you line up the peak with this peak. right? And that way, you know, you have some extra room, wiggle room, right? Yeah, when you're doing this, like when I was doing this, I played around with the idea of doing just random, you know, 4 at a time, flying geese, and, you know, playing with that. And I just kept finding that my flying geese didn't look precise. There's something to be said about having precision things when you're doing scrap quilting, right? It doesn't look scrappy, or it gives it a different finish, a different look. So that's kind of where I decided to hang my hat. I decided, okay, we're going to do something really different, and we're going to play around with this idea a bit. And there we go. There. Okay. There we go. I'll just take the pink. Oops. Oh, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with next crumb challenge. The next crumb carnage. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do. I should think about that and decide while I'm working ahead here, because I haven't got anything ready to do yet, which is kind of like strange for me. And I got yellow done, and I cheated a bit of that because I had to use yellow strings for this quilt, and I'm like, oh dear, so I'm out of yellow. So I didn't have enough yellow to finish the blocks, but it's like, okay, I forgave myself for that. But yeah, so I gotta figure out, I think I've got, what is it, red or something, I can't remember, have to look. Pink is one of them. Like, some of these bins are getting full again, and you just have to keep plugging away at them, right? I guess that's the best advice I can give anybody. Just keep plugging away, and eventually it comes together. And when you're doing your, these, don't forget to add in white on whites, right? Or, you know, something very, very pale, because that also helps give the, it helps sell it as a low volume. Because the rest of these are low volumes, and I'm throwing in these random scraps. They're just really, they're loud or low volume, low volumes. They have a cream white, you know, bone colored background, but they are definitely, you know, there's more color to them, you know. So okay, there we go. Let's get this done. Yeah. I do have fun. I would like your thoughts on having Wednesday as the sew-along day. I am enjoying it very much, coming with different sew-alongs, coming up with different sew-along quilts that we can make for, you know, for charity, or for your Uncle Bob, or whoever, your family member. This one, I should mention, would look great in red, white, and blue. So if you're looking for like a Quilts of Valor, you could do that as well with this, right? This would look wonderful with red, white, and blue. You know, you can have a lot of fun with it. Okay, A13. Now the only place where I insist on color being placed, and I know some of you might not like the idea, is when it comes to the black, because you're making other secondary patterns, right? And because it's a mystery sew-along, I can't tell you what those secondary patterns are going to be, but you need them in the right spots. Otherwise, you lose the effect of the secondary pattern. Let me just get both sides of that clipped. Okay, let's get this one done first. Okay, there we go. What's the matter here? Okay, there. There we go, get that off. All right. Get the other side on because I've trimmed it already. There. Okay, there we go. Now, there. Okay. There we go. We got a bright little piece there, and the last color, oops, up here. I should go the other way. Is yellow. Now this is where we stop using the white. And this is where we put in the black. You put the black in the ends, or the, just a minute here, I got a bunch of thread. This is where, at the end, you put in your black. Now, when you print this, you'll see that they're darker. That's where you put in the black. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to trim this real quick like a bunny, or as quick as I can. And there we go. There, and I'm going to put one black on. And it's, you pick things like black on black tones, right? That's going to help you when, you know, when you're putting this together. And it helps define that secondary pattern a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Up, clip, push back. There we go. And now we go the other way. There, that goes back into the crumb bin because it's big. And another black piece. Now also, if you don't see that point up there, but you see this line here, that's when you're doing these three, like I cut these 3.5 square and then cut them down the center. That will help you line them up. That's kind of a quick little cheat. It makes it a little bigger, and that way you know you've got enough, right? So now, there we go. Now I'm going to finish the rest of this on my own, because I think you've seen enough here, right? Because now I've got my fabrics lined up for what is coming next on these, and then I'll do a black here. So I'll come back with our ta-da moment, and you can see there what we've got. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, here's our 4.5 by 20.5 inch piece that we sewed while you were watching. We sewed half of it while you were watching. Again, it's very important you end on that black, right? Because you're making a secondary pattern when you start sewing all of this together. Now, what I did is I put yellows at this end, and then purples, pinks, grays, red, of course, in the center, teal, greeny browns, blues, and orange. So every one of these is going to have the same kind of a layout for color, right? That was, for me, that was kind of important. That's why I decided to go with more precise thing. But you do you. If your colors, you haven't got a lot of crumbs that are big enough for this, or you're cutting into fabric scraps and you're going, wow, I don't have any reds, I don't have any this, any that, you can pick whatever colors you want. I'm like playing around and just having a good time with this, right? So I decided, okay, we can play with all the colors. I mean, it's allowed. It's allowed. But if you don't want to do that, you want to limit your palette to, let's say, just cool tones or warm tones, you can do that as well. Anyways, I hope that you are just having a great time in your sewing room every day, and your 1/4 inch is perfect, and life is treating you very gently. Okay, so you stay well, and you take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.